I changed my career a lot. I did that growing up too. Like my family every year would just like hear me talk about like the most wild and outlandish things. Like I remember in 4th grade when I thought I knew what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. We had an assembly and it was the competitive teenage jump ropers. Right? Do we all remember this? Right? And I remember watching that being like, I'm gonna do that for the rest of my life, right? I was like, we gotta get a league going at recess, okay? I went home to train, grabbed an extension cord, and just like go into town. Mom, I need some protein. Make me a pot pie. Yes, turkey. Like, and then immediately quit, right? And I love being from my hometown. I love Brigham City. I love it. We have slasher buildings, like the no. Buildings that serve multiple purposes, right? Like we have the bowling alley / miniature golf course / ice cream parlor / dance studio / 4 tenants and a laundromat. Right? We all know, right? Right. And I did work there for 3 shifts. Which was a mistake on all parts. But we also had an old elementary school that was converted for the city government, and the Parks and Recreation Department moved in along with the town museum, the Boys and Girls Club, and a jazzercise studio. And this building had everything your heart could want, right? Municipal government, fake aerobics, pictures of old men who don't smile. Like, it had everything your heart could want. And I was part of the team that went in to clean the building, because at that point in time I was temporarily employed by the Parks and Recreation Department, but not for long. And don't want anyone to get worried. And I was part of the group that went in and cleaned everything out. And the librarian had left some vinyl over the front entryway. And it said, "Every child is just a story left untold." It's beautiful, thoughtful. And I said, how can I change this? So I removed 2 letters and moved one over. So it read, "Every child is just a toy left unsold." Some of my finest bit of writing. Like, I was such a wordsmith. It was the reason I was not employed long, but I stand by it. I stand by it. And my parents are the people who save like all of your paperwork. I say my parents, my mother. And I was like, we're not fooling anyone. But my mom had saved like all of my paperwork. And I was like going through it one day, and I saw she had like all of like my middle school like counselor meetings when you plan your career, which is the best time to plan your future, right? Because nothing will ever change after 12. Like, nothing can happen, right? And I found, like, my career goals. And in 6th grade, my career goal was sports broadcaster. Because I love college football, and I was like, let's go. And then in 7th grade, it said interior designer. When did I find out? Like, it's a mystery to everybody. No one knows. It's wild. It just happened, right? Kind of came from nowhere. There were no signs. There were none. I was just in the musical every year. Like, no. But I like was reflecting. I was like, why such a pendulum swift? And I was like, oh, I get it. Because we had Comcast. And every year, they would give you new channels. And so going into 6th grade, we got the ESPN package. And then going into 7th grade, we got HGTV. And I was like, oh, I just like watching TV. Like, can that be a job? Like if there was Comedy Central, I would have been doing this a decade ago. Like, it's crazy, yeah. But me and my family, we loved HGTV. We loved the renovation shows. Like, we loved it so much. And me and my siblings, we like wanted to do like a family redesign show. And so we were gonna highlight all of our strengths and capabilities. So the intro was gonna be like this. I'm Mary, and I'm the designer. I'm Mark, and I'm the builder. I'm Paul, and I'm the artist. I'm Ryan, and I'm here. And it was going to celebrate all of our strengths. It was going to be called Ryan's Renovations after the star, right? Like, move over Ty Pennington. Like, it would get renewed for season 2. For sure. But I switched my major a lot in college. I was constantly flip-flopping back and forth. My first day of college, I was, you guessed it, a criminal justice major, right? I loved Law and Order, Matlock, and Murder, She Wrote, and I was like, I can do that, right? And my professor in my first day of class is a former LAPD officer, and he's like, sometimes I miss being on the force. And he pretends to kick down a door and then reaches for his holster. And that's when I was like, Ryan, you are afraid of guns. Like, we should change our major, right? Like, what was I thinking the first day on the job? They're like, here's your badge and gun. It's like, oh, won't be needing that. Like, I'm very persuasive. Like, so stupid. So dumb. So I was like, what else is there in Law and Order? And I was like, oh, there's lawyers. So I switched to political science. I was like, let's go, right? I just want to yell objection in the courtroom as many times as possible, right? And my professor one time was like, hey, we got a case study on the board. We're going to read it and discuss. And I was like, oh, Ryan, you are illiterate. And so I was like, okay. So we changed my major and we settled on theater. I was like, oh, it was the acting that I liked. Okay. But like, I've often wondered like what my life would have been like had I become a police officer, right? Where it's like, sir, I'm gonna take you downtown. Like, I just don't think I'd be that intimidating, right? Like, I pull you over, it's like, ma'am, are you aware of how fabulous your outfit is? Oh my gosh, where'd you get it? Hold up, shut up. Like, I was gonna write you a ticket, I'll double it and give it to the next one. Like, so dumb, so stupid. I remember when I was job hunting, which is most days, and I was on Indeed and it recommended being an FBI special agent. And I was like, what is this algorithm? Like, right? And it said I was qualified for it. Do you know what's not on the list of qualifications for an FBI agent? Not afraid of guns. Do you know what's also not on there? Able to keep a secret. Like, I tell everyone everything, right? So dumb. I really would have been Ryan Erwin, special agent. Like, so dumb. I love it. You guys are so much fun. I love this job. It's better than all the other 300 I've had. And I grew up with deaf parents. I'm what's called a CODA. I'm a child of deaf adults. I won Best Picture a few years ago. It was a good year for me.